There's a lot of different polymer clays available, and they all have similar and different properties, softnesses, firmnesses. Now, Beesputty is used by some legendary sculptors. It's my favourite polymer clay. I love it so much. It has a waxy-like feel to it. Comes in a few different levels of firmness. There's just the regular firmness, which I do not have. The double, there's a triple, and there's a quad. I don't know why I showed these from a distance. They all look kind of the same. Well, the triple firm's in green, but that is just a aesthetic choice. It is available in grey as well. I just like green. I will pick green things where I can. The triple is feels like a good sweet spot. I've got a lot of that. I only have the one quad, which I've been saving for very small details. It's also just a little bit more expensive. I have a feeling once I've finished the stack of triple I have, I might just get quad in the future. But yes, it's expensive, hard to get depending on where you live. You can do great stuff with any kind of clay. So if you want to sculpt, just pick what's available and what's cheap. And after that, you can move on to another material. Just try lots of them. Cosclay is super unique for polymer clay because it's really flexible. I've seen it advertised as good for making posable sculptures, for stop motion and stuff like that. This comes in a few different varieties. There is just a general sculpt version, which has 3 levels of firmness. There is the deco version, which comes in some very bright colours. And then there's a doll version, which just has some natural kind of skin tones, just for doll making. What's the difference between them? From what I gather, not a lot. It's mainly to do with the firmness. The sculpt version is in neutral grey. This is basically the same thing from what I've gathered, which is why I've got black and white, so I can make grey. This is the medium level of firmness, I think. The doll stuff is the softest, although there is an extra firm version of the doll, but generally they're soft. I could not get any extra firm. None of it was available, and by the time I went to buy the stuff, the medium had sold out as well. So I figured I'd just get the deco stuff. I feel like it's actually quite cost effective as well. Almost half a kilogram for about 13, 14 pounds. I mean, that's not that bad. 100 grams of this quad was 10 pounds. Why would I want to use this? Well, I've got a few sculpts on the go. Got this little thing here, which I'm not going to zoom in on. You don't need to see it yet. But it's got some fiddly little parts. I kind of want to start phasing out epoxy where possible. I just hate having it on my fingers, to be honest. It's a practical thing. I feel like I'm getting allergies to various hobby things like super glue. I mean, don't deliberately go sniffing super glue, but one whiff of it, I use it for a second, and I feel my throat closing up. It's not good. And I'm touching the camera, I'm touching my keyboard, the mouse, other thing. I would rather only use green stuff when I have to. I would like to maybe give it a little bit of strength. So I'm gonna do a pretty simple test where I just do a little noodle of each of the clays. And then I think I'll do a mix, 1 to 3, 2 to 2, and 3 to 1. And just see how the properties change. This experiment might not be super useful unless you happen to have both of these materials. But I don't know. I thought maybe someone would be interested. So we have 100% Beesputty, 75%, 50, 25%. What I'm actually going to do is make a little sharp point on each of these noodles, just to see how brittle it is when it's really thin as well. That's a really satisfying gradient right there. I've never actually deliberately tried to break my minis before. I did accidentally. Yeah, I've never done an actual stress test. So let's see what happens. So this is 100% Beesputty. Let's start with this. I actually managed to get quite a sharp point on that. Okay, it's a lot more flexible than I thought it would be. Right, that's already starting to break. And there we go. I mean, there's a lot of flex to that, but it is breaking. I did not expect it to be that flexible, I will be honest, but it has resulted in a break. The 3-to-1 in favour of Beesputty. Still lots of flex, lots of flex. I mean, we're still getting a lot of flex, but the more I flex it back and forward, the more I can see bits breaking. I mean, I would say that's a fair bit more durable. That might even be too much flex. So I wonder if just adding a tiny bit of Cosclay into those like fiddly bits might be enough. 50-50. And again, very, very flexible. And you know, I could see where it's taking stress and there are some tears forming. Let's do some twisting. I mean, it's a lot more durable. But it did break eventually. Okay, so this is 75% Cosclay this time. Oh, that actually broke quite easily. I'm not sure why. It might be to do with my mixing. But yeah, that was... I mean, I was trying a bit harder, I guess. 100% Cosclay. And, I mean... I did see someone in a video tie a literal knot in a noodle. I mean, I'm sure I can break it if I really wanted to. But, I mean, that's pretty durable. Oh, it did break. But I'll be honest, based on like all the videos I've watched and the reviews I've seen, I expected that to withstand a lot more. But I was quite vigorous with it then, I guess. And you are presumably not going to do that to your minis. I think the results of that are kind of, not inconclusive, but neither conclusive. It is nice to know that Beesputty itself has that little bit of durability. I mean, as an example, this thing is not going to get cast, it's going to be a one of a kind, and it's actually nice to know that it will have some durability. And ultimately, I might not have needed any Cosclay. Alright, very briefly, I will just show you this mini I just printed, which is this sheepy beast person. Look, I love like the Beasts of Chaos and that general vibe. I really want an old world Beastman army, to be honest. But I thought, you know what, sheep don't get enough love, and sheep are in the same kind of family as, I forgot what it's called now, Bovidae. Same family as goats and cows. One thing I'm constantly in debate over is how I represent fur in sculpture. I think I kind of came up with a standard for like matted fur versus hair. And when it came to doing the sheep, I was like, well, I've got to figure out a new way of showing like curly hair. And I'm quite happy with the way this came out, actually. Question is, can I replicate this in clay? That's going to have to be an experiment. And there's a shield. It's got a Celt and Pict kind of aesthetic. That's what I was going for, rather than a chaos kind of vibe. The goats I'm going to do will probably have an H shield, which is like a classic Pict kind of style. This is kind of a test mini, which is why there's only one that I've made. Just received some monster clay after a lot of debating. So I guess I'll just say, in recent videos where I sculpted this and then I did some photogrammetry to turn it into an STL, which you can get for free via my Patreon. Now that was a test, basically, just to see if the workflow was viable. Because 2026, what I really want to try and do is hand sculpt almost everything I make within reason, and scan and then clean up digitally any STLs I produce. There's multiple reasons for this. Partially, I just love using my hands. I love getting my hands dirty. I like being away from a screen. And I've always tried to imitate a handmade look with my digital minis anyway. I was going to buy some Kévin plasticine, but I found out that Kévin is quite sticky in the same way like other plasticines are that I've used, I guess. They get on your tools, they get under your nails, and just it seems annoying. Whereas Monster Clay doesn't stick to you in the same way. It honestly kind of feels like a soft Beesputty. I'll be doing some sketches in this plasticine and doing a few more tests. I would love my workflow to basically involve hand sculpting and then turning those sculpts into digital minis. Hopefully it works out all right. I'm looking forward to playing with it anyway. Man, I used to love playing with plasticine. I also was obsessed with Wallace and Gromit. I really wanted to do stop motion when I was little. I think I literally just made Wallace and Gromit. I'm still going to be doing digital stuff if it's practical. I will also be making things specifically to be cast by hand that won't be digital minis. I'm going to have a separation, but it would be nice to just make everything handmade. I don't know if I'll make another video before Christmas. I've been quite busy recently. I've had a lot of things to deal with, a lot of planning, and I've been kind of stun-locked in a planning phase for some projects. So I've been doing less creating. Yeah, I would like to put a bit more effort into videos. And when I'm in my creative phase again, hopefully that'll happen. I would like to get a bit stricter with when I upload. So I think in 2026, I might set a weekly upload date and time and just try and stick to it. That's the goal. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna go. All right, love you, bye.